computer. We are recording. We are live. Man. Oh, Ben Bakayoko, you ready, baby?
Let's go.
Oh, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Man, let me make sure to cut the music. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Man, happy Friday. Can we just get
What
some
up?
happy Friday vibes in there, Ben?
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. So blessed and grateful to be here on this illustrious day. How about that?
Oh, he said illustrious. Let me meet your illustrious with something because there's I love it when he say this. So I'm gonna remix his swag. Happy financially free Freedom Finance Friday.
Oh, I love that.
Oh man, the
All right,
alliteration boy is dope.
yeah. But yeah, man, let's welcome to another edition of that A and B conversation, bro.
Let's go. Let's go. Man. So if y'all have been rocking with us for the past few, have you seen one or have you seen all the previous ones? We've been breaking down characters from the movie The Old Guard. Now, The Old Guard is a super dope movie from Netflix where we already went through one of the characters whose name is Andy. She's this very driven, decisive, like she's going to get from point A to point B at any cost whatsoever type of mentality. And now we switching it up a little bit. We doing something new just to keep it fresh because we know not everyone is like her. Sometimes you a little more supportive. Like you play more of a little background role. You make sure the team gets where they need to go by giving them exactly what they need. So we're gonna break down a character, and if you have seen the movie, her name is Nile Freeman, and we believe with a strong belief she is a grounds crew. And some of the characteristics that she holds is she's eager to help and support other people. Man, I'm just gonna go to bullet points. Ben, if you want to follow up with some sauce, just throw on top of it. Man, by all means, go for it, bro.
Oh, no doubt, man. Look, like you said, man, we have no doubt. Like we strongly believe Niall Freeman from the Old Guard is a high ass. She's grounds Q. And like you said, man, she's eager to support and help others. That's me right there, guys. And what does that mean? Like eager to help and support others. That means like she's just wired. Like you don't ask for her help. She provides it almost to a fault. Like these are the type of people where just like they give you the last dollar. They bend over backwards. They inconvenience themselves to support you. All
Hmm.
right, so that's you, man. You want to tune into this episode and take a whole lot of notes. Or if you're in a relationship with somebody like this, it's really going to help you understand that person. So let's go. What's the next
Let's
one?
go. Let's go, man. You can tell he's fired up. He's about to drop 50 today. Values fairness and justice. Fairness and justice. Where does that come from, Ben?
Oh, man, just the whole idea is just like, yo, the way we wired, because we like to help people, we like to support people, we like to do what's fair. We don't like to see the wrong in the world. Like like they love, I love how Carl says it's just like, yo, we're the peacemakers. All right. Like we keep peace between people. So it's just like if you got a high S in your life and there's a conflict between you and somebody else,
Mm,
they're gonna be a guy in the middle that's not gonna take either sides, and they're gonna be the person to be like, yo, you was wrong if you were wrong.
that's
They're
good.
gonna be like, here's where you were right. So they really value fairness and justice. They really try to do no wrong to anybody. Like we're human, so we do wrong. But it's just like, yo, we really try to be fair.
Yeah. And if you're thinking about somebody, think about like a Mother Teresa, right? Mother Teresa or Michelle Obama, they don't have to be in the spotlight, but you know they're making a difference, serving people and helping people level up in that respect. Loyal. I love this one. It's nice and simple. Loyal. Speak to the loyalty aspect, Ben.
Oh man, it's pretty much the same thing where we're helping others, we value fairness and justice. But when we think loyal, it's just like we're loyal to people and we're loyal to a cause. So it's just like if we find something that we believe in or a person we believe in, like you said, we're bending over backwards to help somebody. It's just like, yo, like what I love about the S is once we find that thing or that person that we believe in, like, yo, we bend over backwards, we give our last dime, and we're just like, yo, we're reliable and so consistent to whatever cause we believe in. And like I
Mm.
said, for fault sometimes.
Hmm. That's really
Mm-hmm.
good stuff. And then I want to go to the last one because I want to make sure to save time for the other parts. But they execute reliably and consistently. Speak to the consistency piece and the superpower, Ben.
All right, no. So I'm gonna speak to the reliably and the consistently, right? So what does that
Mm,
mean? Execute reliably and consistently. So when you think about everything we've shared so far about them being able to help and support other people, like yo, this is the person you call at 3 a.m. in the morning. they didn't expect you to call, but because this is an emergency, they take up your call and they go help you. They're
Hmm.
reliable like that. It's like,
Hmm.
yo, you're the guy that in the middle of the night, your tire go flat, and just like they're the one who picks up the phone and comes through.
Hmm.
Generally, that's them for you, right? So they're reliable. Like no matter what the situation is, they find a way. If you're somebody that they're loyal to help you, and they
That's
do
big.
it consistently.
That's
It ain't
big.
just like, yo, this is a one-time thing. You know, it's just like, yo, you could count on me. I got you. And when you think of it from a business environment, yo, these are the type of person that doesn't get tired from routine. You know, so it's just
Hmm.
like you talk about Scottie Pippen or you talk about a Dennis Rodman, right? Reliable and consistent. Like if I put up 10 points, I'm putting up 10 points for the rest of the game, for the rest of the season. Like, yo, you can count on me for these 10 points, these 10
Yeah.
rebounds. I got you.
That's
You
big.
don't have to expect nothing more from me, nothing less. I'm going to be consistent. There ain't no
That's big.
surprises.
That's big. You know, as you're sharing that, that just reminds me of somebody. I have a friend within my church group, right? And she's somebody that's someone that's absolutely special because myself, I'm somebody that's high on energy. I have these magnificent thoughts and I just put them out there, and then when I put them out there, just they're not that magnificent once I put them out there. But it's like it's easy for me to like put ideas out there. I'm just like an idea machine, right? And then what I love about the high S is if if you put out a great idea, they'll be one of the first people to hop on and be like, yeah, that's a great idea, right? If it's not a good idea, they're going to be the first person to say, it's okay, like keep on going, keep on trying, right? So no matter what you're going to put out there, the loyalty aspect, they're just going to boost and make sure that it's like you have higher highs and higher lows, right? You like elevating up. If you fall down, you're only going to fall down so much. They're going to boost you up and you guys are going to climb together, which is something I love about the ground screw and the high S's.
Hey, bro, they try to be fair.
Try to be fair. That's it.
Yeah, they try to be fair. But come on, man, let's talk to that caution, that decision making, man. That confuses some people sometimes.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, so it's just like just the whole idea that they're cautious and slower in the decision making process, right? And what that means, due to its impact on others. So let me finish that sentence. So a lot of
Yep.
when we interact with a high S, it's just like some people. To some people, we come across as stubborn. It's just like we don't like change. We like routine, or what's it called? It's just like, why can't you just decide? You know, why can't you just execute? Like, why can't you just do something, whatever it is, in the environment that we're in? And a lot of times, the reason I can't do what you're expecting of me or what you want me to do is because I don't see how doing what you're requesting of me is of benefit to me and the people that I care about. So I'm going to chill, I'm going to lay back, and I'm going to analyze every single detail so I don't hurt you. Like, I'm a high S. My father was a high S, and he told me before. This is like, I know I got it from him. It was just like, yo, man, I remember this was like I wrecked my car in college.
Yep.
Like, it was a rat. I go into those details at another day, but he just had this long talk with me. He's just like, yo, man, you're not really making some smart decisions. Like, it ain't cool. Like, you getting too old for this. It's just like, yo, like, when I got married to your mom and I had you, like, I shifted. And now, before I make every decision, I think about you. I think about your mom. I think about myself and how this decision is going to impact y'all.
Wow.
You don't care. And I was just like, yeah, I'm sorry. He's just like, no, you're not sorry. You're sorry you got caught. I was just like, you know what? You're right.
Ouch. Ouch.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, because I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking about myself.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I bet you he's probably the person who molded me to the person I am. Where it's just like, yo, before I make a decision, I'm just like, yo, how is this going to influence the people that I really care about? How is this going to make them look? How is this going to hurt them? So it's just I'm not quick to hop on the bandwagon or make a rash decision or take some major risk because I care about the people close to me.
Yeah.
People sometimes
That's super big, Ben. And just building off of what you just shared, a big aspect of it is thinking about other people, right? The high S is very people oriented. They care about the people. You're thinking about the Mother Teresa's, the Michelle Obamas of the world, of the work that they did, not for themselves, but for the masses, to help the other people around them, to eat, to get fit, and just to speak to that in a situation where they have a decision of where are we going to go eat, right? They have to take everyone's perspective into account, right? Which is why they're going to be a little bit slower. Are they allergic to this food? What are they going to think about this food? What if what if they don't enjoy this? What if one person doesn't enjoy this? At which point, there's a good chance you're not going to get a consensus, especially with a big group, about where to go eat. But that's difficult for them because they want to take care of everybody. They're thinking about everybody.
They want to be fair.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's big.
Sometimes it's not possible. Oh, my wife broke it down for me the other day. She gave me a quote by Abraham Lincoln. I hope I don't screw this up. She was just like, my man, Abe, that President Abe, he was just like, yo, you could please some of the people all of the time, and you could please some people sometime, but you can't please all of the people all of the time.
That's deep.
He said you could please some people all the time.
Yep.
You could please you could please some people all of the time. You could please a few people sometimes, but you can't please all people all of the time.
That's big.
And we try to please everybody all of the time, and that don't work in our favor, bro. That's that. And that comes right back onto that last section where under pressure we become too willing to help and give into the decisions of others. So it's just like you could think too willing to help or too willing to support. We're just like, now I'm under pressure. Say I'm at a job and it's just like things are going bad. I want to earn they keep. They're loyal and they're supportive. Right? We kind of want to earn our keep. We don't like to be takers. So it's just like, let me prove that I deserve to be on the team.
That's big. That's big. Ben, man, we have to open that up because you speak into something, right? Because the grounds crew on this call, or the people listening to this, they resonate with it. There may be some people in their lives that it's just like they saying yes to everybody, they loyal to everybody, and that's detrimental, guaranteed. You can't, like you had said, the very last part, and I love it. You can't please all the people all the time. Everyone's gonna want something different. Sometimes two people are gonna want two different things. They're gonna tear you apart. They're gonna pull you apart. So could you just like touch base really quickly on being loyal to certain people? And for other people saying, nah, you're not in the atmosphere. I can't have you in this environment. You've taken, and I'm just getting drained as a result.
Man, I was going to say that for later, but you asked, so I'm going to give it. Yeah, but look, it actually ties into that second portion of that statement where under pressure, we either become too willing to help or too willing to give into the decisions of other people. So when you think about giving into the decisions of other people, like, yo, you asked me to do something for you. I clearly know it's not in my best interest. I clearly know you waited to the last minute. I clearly know you don't really care about me. You just want to take from me, but yet I still do whatever it is you're requesting of me because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Because I want to, and in my mind, fear means not hurting your feelings. Talk about this, it means avoiding conflict as well. Because we don't want conflict. We don't want to get into a fight or argument. I value this relationship. I'm loyal. It's just like, how can I be like, it's an inner conflict because it's like, yo, we're friends. So my friend can't hurt me, especially not willingly.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just like, there's this sense where it's just like, I'm wrong for wanting to stand up for my rights. And then I just take the blame for it. There's nothing wrong with you. It's actually me. Like, you're justified in disrespecting me or demanding too much of me.
Ouch.
Yeah, crazy.
Ben, I have to share this. We just going in right now, right? I heard Carl Wesley Phillips share something that I was so impactful, right? You can either choose, right? I'm going to emphasize and slow it down because this is something I believe is super deep, especially for people that resonate with this character and these characteristics. You can choose to fight the battle within, or you can choose to fight the battle on out, right? Let that breathe. You can choose to fight the battle within, or you can choose to fight the battle on out, right? And when he broke it down, it just made so much sense because you just described this situation where it's internally, oh no, they're my friend. They can't be doing that to me. They can't be hurting me. They wouldn't do something of that nature to me. But the other side is like thinking like, they're doing this to me right now. It's like they waited to the last second. Why are they doing this? This is not the first time they've done this. Can't they see this is bothering me? At which point it's like tearing you apart, right? And in that situation, you have a choice. And the way he broke it down, you can fight the battle on in or you can fight the battle on out. Because if you say yes to that person, oh yeah, let me go help that person and not say anything, at that point you chose to fight the battle on in. Because you didn't fight the battle on out. Now you have to go home and you're gonna beat yourself up. Why did I let him walk over me? Why am I letting him do this to me again and again? Why does this keep happening to me? Woe is me. Right? But if you choose to fight the battle on out, actually have a conversation like, hey, this isn't cool. This is how it made me feel. I really value friendship. Next time, can you please do this? Not wait to the last second to operate. You fought the battle on out. So guess what you have on in? You have peace.
Let's
You're gonna
go.
be at peace with yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it, man. Hey, let's go ahead and get into the next slide, bro. So
Felt
guys,
like that was
like,
the entree.
yeah, that's crazy, guys. So if you still tuned in, man, like we about to dig deeper into everything we just shared. Like we just killed it. But let's just talk about our character now really quick and how she embodies some of these characteristics of our grounds crew or the highest. Like we just told you, man, like these people are supportive, they're helpful, they're really conscientious, they like to help other people, they care about other people, they're supportive, they're loyal. We just told you all these great characteristics, right? So we're gonna break it down through this scene, right? So Nile is introduced in the old girl. She's in the old guard. She's in Afghanistan, right? She's a Marine, right? And they're dispatched there, and it looks like they're looking for some militants, some terrorists, or something like that. And you could see they're in some small village in Afghanistan, and her platoon leader is going around asking these people, it's just like, yo, where is this person? We're looking for this person. Have you seen this person? That's what her teammates are doing, right? But guess what she's doing, right? Like she's on a job. She's out here playing with kids. All right. How fair is that? How loving is that? How helpful is that? Like she's making these kids day. She's giving them candy and she's playing around with them guys. Right. And then after that scene flicks away, after she's done playing with the kids while she's supposed to be working, her commander calls her and just like, yo, now we need you to do something. We got a mission for you. And guess what her mission is? Yo, your mission is to go in here, talk to these old ladies, and give her some information, get us some information. Like, why didn't they send the other guy that was asking the men, man? Right? Why didn't they send some of the other ladies? They sent her because she's a high S. She's going to be empathetic. She's going to understand their situation. She's going to understand their culture. She's going to be able to get them to see her side of the story and how she's really trying to help them. Like, she's the woman for the job. And look, guys, while she's going, she's telling the people that's following her, her friends, just like, yo, we got to keep it respectful. It's like, the friend is like, yo, don't we always keep it respectful? She was like, yo, it don't do no harm in reminding you that we got to be respectful. Like, we got to be fair to these ladies. Like, yeah, we Marines. Yeah, we Americans. Yeah, we got the guns and stuff like that. But we still got to keep it respectful, right? All right, so they get into the spot. Now she sees the old ladies. Guess what she says? She's like, yo, she takes off her helmet, holds it in the side, and she's like, assalamu alaikum. She ain't Muslim. Right? She's like, assalamu alaikum. She knows they're Muslim. She feels them. She's just like, yo, I understand your culture. I understand what y'all going through. I'm here to help you. She's like, look, have you seen this man? And she's just like, look, she understands these people and what they value. She's like, yo, you don't disrespect your people by telling us information on this man. Like, he's killed a lot of our people. He's killed a lot of your people. Like, yo, we're trying to do you a favor. Please tell us where this man is. And the lady, you know what she says when she responds to it? She was just like, yo, there ain't no man here. And she's like, any man that would hide behind women ain't no man at all. But guess what she does? Although she says that, she points in the direction of the man. She's like, he's over there. I don't know, whatever. She was just trying to, what's it called, placate the guy who, because he was listening. Of course, she was just trying to placate him. But she pointed Nile in the direction. Why? Because Nile's appeal. She saw Nile was honest and sincere. All right, so Nile knows they're there. They do the little waves and sign, like, let's go. They line up by the door. Now goes 1, 2, 3. They bust in. Shots fired. Now shoots back, and she kills the guy that was shooting. Right? She kills the guy that they were actually after. Well, she shoots him. She doesn't kill him on the spot, but she does shoot him. It's a fatal wound. And once she realizes she shot him in a fatal spot, she's like, oh my God, I shot him. Oh my God, let me save him. The mission wasn't to kill him. He shot at her, so she shot at him. And it was a fatal wound. And her friend is just like, yo, he's dead. She's like, he's not supposed to be dead. And she's trying to save his life. And the guy's like, leave me alone. She's fighting her off. And she's like, nah. I'm trying to save you. Why won't you let me save you? And at which point, he just pulls out the gun and he slits her throat. So she dies trying to save the man. Like, that ain't a better story for a high S to get, where it's just like, yo, we're loyal and supportive to a fault, to our own detriment sometimes, you know? Where it's just like you get slain by the person you're trying to help, right? It kind of goes into that story where it's just like people take until you have nothing left to give. And then when you die, you would say they go take from somebody else, like literally leeching. So it's just like what the S needs to learn. For me, I'm going too deep into it. It's just like, yo, we got to identify the givers and the takers. We got to identify our own value and know when to put our foot down and know, this is what he said to me. He said you need to know when your help ain't helping. But I'm gonna leave it there. Anything you got to add to the scene, bro?
Yeah, there's something big that I want to add, and I want to highlight 3 things that you should just share too. And that was phenomenal. I love the go hand signals. It seems like you did that before. That was solid. I appreciate that. The first thing is, we're talking about the grounds crew and how they're very supportive, and how in the situation she didn't really seem to be aggressive in any respect. She was very helpful. She was understanding towards people. She was trying to save someone's life. That doesn't necessarily mean like they can't be aggressive, right? They're not like these supportive and just lovely, loyal, just individuals all the way through to the point where they're not going to drive a situation, where they can't take control of a situation, where they can't lead a situation, right? We're just talking about preferences and behaviors at this point, to the point where it's, man, this is how they prefer to behave, but if they adapt, if they choose something different, they can operate differently and get different results in the situation. And to all the people out there that's like, oh man, I don't want to be taken advantage of, like, why am I like this? Like, no, like, this is a superpower. Like, you have a gift, like this loyalty aspect, as well as this ability to serve and this ability to add value. Everybody needs that on their team. It's an absolute gift, right? I want to emphasize that. Now, in this particular scene, I want to emphasize 3 points. The first point is, she was helping with the kids. She was making friends with the kids, making sure they were comfortable, giving them candy, right? That's the very first point. The second point is, like Ben had mentioned, she's meeting them culturally where they are. She's sensitive towards those things. What do they need in the situation? How do they prefer to communicate? Let me step outside of where I am to meet them where they are. And the third thing too is, she had shot the bad guy. Let me just use layman's terms. She has shot the bad guy, and now the bad guy is dying. She's trying to save the bad guy's life because of her character. Like, this is what I
Her
do.
friends like,
This
let
is
him
what I
die.
need to do. Right? Friend said she's probably she's aggressive. Like, let him die. He's a bad guy. Just let him go. No, not the grounds crew. Not today. Not the grounds crew. I'm gonna save your life. I'm gonna resuscitate you. Yo, come over here. I'm saving this person's life. Come over here. Help me save this person's life. And then, like you said, that she got bit. She got killed as a result.
And let's add that aspect of fairness and justice. The mission wasn't to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't fair to murder him like that. We just needed to capture him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not considering the fact that he shot the first shot. He was
Mm-hmm.
aggressive. But she's just like, no, I'm gonna stick to my values.
Mm.
But yeah, we can
Man,
go on to the next.
do you even imagine how collective a person needs to be in that situation? She just has that like high maturity aspect to her, right?
No,
People will be freaking out.
no,
Absolutely. Just like their brain's like, whoa, too much information overload, focus, and they can't see anything else. But she's like able to see a lot. Right. So we want to break this down a little bit because, like we had said, one of the characteristics of a ground crew is extremely supportive, right? And again, you guys are essential. You guys are necessary for any team. Without you, the team wouldn't get from point A to point B. You need everybody, multiple parts of a team in order to succeed, right? And they do this because they focus on the needs of the people around them. They're aware, they're emotionally intelligent towards other people, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they need in the situation. But we said something that is really impactful, and I believe would resonate if you are a very high ground crew or have a high ground crew characteristic. But that inner support, or that support that you have towards other people, if it turns into something where it's they're just the taker. They keep taking from you. Maybe you washing dishes and you serving it within the household, or maybe you cooking constantly, right? And you're just like, okay, I'm gonna keep adding. This is what the house needs. I'm gonna keep adding. And then the other people in the household, they leave the dirty dishes. They don't offer to wash the dishes. They don't offer to cook. They don't offer to financially help with the food, whatever it may be. On the inside of the ground screw, you may start to feel a bit resentful towards the person, and maybe even a little bit towards yourself, which is so rough, right? And it goes from the supportive to the resentful, right? The inside, like, I'm going to go support, to like, oh man, why do I need to help this person? This person keeps doing this to me. Like, feel the turmoil on that. That happens because they're now overlooking, their needs are dismissed and they're being ignored by others. This whole aspect of like, okay, we're a team, I'm loyal to you, like, let's go do this thing. It's now, that's taken away. Like, the loyalty aspect, it's a little bit overshadowed by they taking advantage of me, but it's difficult for me to walk away, right? And Ben, I love it because sheesh, you taught me about this stuff, right? So man, I want to hear your perspective.
No, it's deep. And do me a favor, and I love your definition of a strength and a weakness. Bless us with your definition, bro.
Yep. According to Robert Rome, he's a PhD as well as an author. His definition of weakness is a strength taken too far. I'm going to repeat it one more time. A weakness is a strength taken too far.
Yeah, so come on, and I love it. So just think about that. Like, as a ground crew, as a hi-hats, like, if you're this person or if you know this person, we know it's just like, yo, they're supportive. We love them for it. And look, the same reason you love them, you might hate them for it. Either your relationship with them, or you just pissed off at them because they ain't standing up to some bully in their life. And you like, stand up to them, and they just can't do it. And inside they feel some type of way about it, but they can't do it. And a lot of times the grounds crew would get to a point where it's just like, yo, I don't know if you've ever experienced it. I know I've had my fair share of experiencing this, where it's just like, it's a gradual process when the grounds crew really starts to resent somebody. It's just like, first, I'm just giving you the cold shoulder. Like, I'm just withdraw. I'm gonna be passive aggressive. And you can't get to a point where it grounds you. Where I just blow up on you and you don't even know why. It's just like, if you have the balls to ask me why, if somebody else asks me why, yo, I'll list things from 5 years ago all the way up until a current moment. Like, yo, I've been here, you haven't. And I'll let you know, but yo, why did it take 5 years for me to explain what was going on? Why didn't I tell you before? So it's just like, I'm equally responsible. And it's because I was trying to be supportive. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be considerate. But I was doing it for so long, and you weren't even aware that I was bending my will to help you. And in my head the whole time, I'm operating off the assumption that you would do it for me. Right? So it's just like, that's where it is. So look, the ground, I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna use the slide, and then we could just have a conversation about it.
Yeah,
so your superpower ground crew, you focus on the need of the people around you, right? You focus on their needs, their desires. Kind of like Ant said, it's just like we're really conscientious. We're really empathetic. We feel what other people feel. We know how to put ourselves in those people's shoes, right or wrong, right? So when you think about a person like that, it's just like, yo, I'll give you like your last dollar because I wouldn't want, I would want somebody else to do that for me. I'll wake up in the middle of the night to go help you with your tire because I wouldn't want somebody not to come help me with my tire. Yo, I'm gonna work some overtime. I'm gonna work some overtime because I understand results need to be, we need some results in our business. We need profit. We need to be servicing our customers, whatever it is. Because if I had a business, I would want you to do the same thing for me. Right? So I'm going to do those things. So, and I do those things naturally. You don't even have to ask. But if you do ask, I'm there. And I'm all the whole time, I'm operating off the assumption you would do this for me. But how do I get this from this point of being very supportive and happy to do it? Because we're happy to support.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we can get in a relationship because we don't understand healthy boundaries, where it's just like, now I'm supporting you so much, I'm giving you so much, but the one time I ask you for something, you say no. That's strike one. I'm confused. I'm like, what's going on? Like, yo, I did this for you and you ain't doing it for me, but I didn't tell you. I just held it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we get into an argument or fight, and I'm just like, yo, who is this person? It's just like, yo, I've always been by your side. Why are you treating me like this? Why are you not asking me what I want? You're just assuming I want what you want, but I don't. You're not taking the time to understand me and try to help me or try to figure out my needs. All this time I'm thinking about you. I love Nikki. Nikki gave the best example of a gown screw because she worked in IT.
Hmm.
She's like, yo, you don't notice them until you need them. Because we're there.
That's good.
Until they're missing, because she said this is the tendency that happens. This is like, yo, with a grounds crew, they're always by your side and they're helping you with the small things that seem insignificant. So you really don't give them the appreciation and the praise that they need. So they go overlooked. But the one day they're not there and you realize how valuable of an asset they was, guess how you react. Yes. Just imagine.
You get angry with him. You get
You
angry with him. Yeah.
You snap. And look, I only missed one day, and I missed one day because my mom died and I went to a funeral or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was an emergency. And every other day I was there. And you didn't even thank me, but I was there. And the one day I don't show up, you don't have the gall or the empathy or the patience to give me the benefit of the doubt like I always give you.
That's big. Right. And that just reminds me of something that I've observed multiple times back before shelter in place began. Right. But just thinking, I go to church, right? So I'm going to speak a little bit of church right now. I'm going to take you on a little bit of church right now. A very practical example is, say, for example, there's a sounds and light team. Now, the sounds and light team, they're in the back, so you never really see them. You like walk in, you're like focused on the stage. You see somebody strumming the guitar. You see somebody singing something of that nature, right? And you see the slideshow going with the lyrics and everything like that. And everything's all good, like you had said. Like, you don't really notice, like, this is supposed to happen. Like, everything's flowing as usual. Like, everything's all good. They singing, there's a guitar, the lyrics is up, the lights are right. But the one time that the lyrics go off, it's just like it goes to like that blue screen. It's like that bright blue boy that like keeps people up at night, that blue light. At which point it's just like everyone's vibe is just like, whoa, like why, how did you guys mess up? And they're like, look at whose fault is this? Like they address it super quick. But when it comes to like attributing like love and appreciation towards the other person, you can see people like thanking like the worship leader, like singer, like, oh, that was good, like thank you so much. How often do you hear like, yo, those slides were amazing, the lights, the transitions, those were nice.
The lights were working, the sound quality was good.
You never hear it.
Yeah, man, the support, man, the help.
That's
yeah,
it.
Right there, man. Like, we're so good at what we do. We're so supportive that it comes to be an expectation. Where it's just like now you don't see that this is a service. You come to expect this, and therefore you underappreciate it.
That's
and
big.
Now you don't value me.
That's big.
Which causes me not to value myself, and now I got self-esteem issues.
Ouch.
And that goes back to what you were talking about of the battle without and the battle within.
Man, that hurts. Like that hurts all the way over here. Like that whole selfish, you don't value me, so I don't value. That hurts, man. But sheesh, we got to address that though. We can't leave the people hanging that are like they're going through that. It's like they feeling a little bit of pain. Like, what can we give to the people that just like they felt it? They're like, oh man, the people around me, they don't value me. It's like I can feel it weighing on my spirit. It's like it's affecting me. Like, Ben, what would you say to those people?
You want the short answer or the long answer?
I want the answer that's going to impact the people. I want the answer that's going to give them the value. Right, that's what I'm looking for.
So yeah, like you said, it really starts with self, man. So and this is where it really helps, because honestly, when you think fairness and justice, when you think being supportive and reliable, when you think they consider the impact of their decisions on the other people, you use their values against them. You show them how they're not aligned with their own values. Right? So I'll give you my example that I shared with you the other day with me and my mom,
Yep.
right? So a few years ago, my dad passes away. I'm African. In our culture, just like what my mom would always say, just like, and I'm her only child. I'm her only child. It's just like, yo, your dad is going. You're my husband now. Mind you, I'm married with kids. And what that means is, look, my mom, she only went to like the 4th or 3rd grade, meaning she came from Africa, meaning she doesn't really speak English. So my dad literally took care of all the mail that came to our house, setting up all her appointments. Literally did almost a whole. She did a lot, of course, but he handled a lot, you know. And then on top of that, they had a business, right? And now she was responsible for his business, right? She had to find a way to make this work, but for real, I had to find a way to make it work because there are certain aspects of the business which requires paperwork, which requires communicating to other vendors in English, which she was not capable of. There were required customer support, which she couldn't do. A light goes off, whatever happens, I'm your guy. My mom's a high D. So imagine that dynamic. And what that means is she could be very aggressive and straight to the point and inconsiderate of how I feel and what's going on in my life. But again, I'm her son. So it's just like, what is the son supposed to do? Help their mom. Support their mom. And how convenient. I'm all about support. Right? So in this situation, I'm married, I have kids, I'm in an MBA program, and I'm working part-time for a major corporation.
Yep.
And I want to be a public speaker at the time.
Yep.
So it's just like, yo, I'm spent. Like, on average, I sleep maybe 4 hours a night and get a 2-hour nap between the day to keep going. And I'm just trying to balance all these responsibilities. And my wife is very patient and understanding. My kids are young, so they don't really care. I'm getting everything I need to get done at school. And of course, I'm keeping my responsibilities at work. But in the time between, I got my mom. And my mom and I, we didn't have that structure where it's just like, yo, call me on major things. She was like, I call you on everything. She literally wanted me to, like we have a business, right? So she wanted me to lift the gates on Saturday, every day or at least definitely on the weekends. She wanted me to come by, sweep the floor, mop the floor. I'm just like, yo, mom, those are things you could pay other people to do. Like, I'm here for you and I could do that, but come on, mom, I'm in school and I make, I don't know how much an hour. I can literally pay somebody for that. We can pay somebody for that. That's not something I have to do. And then when it comes to support issues with customers that she couldn't troubleshoot, she's calling me like immediately. So it's just like, I'm at work, I'm trying to go home, maybe go to the gym or do something for myself. She's like, no, stop what you're doing and come help this customer. Like literally the customer is there and she's like, yo, my son is on his way now. I'm like, mom, you didn't even ask me if I had time. You didn't even ask me what was on my schedule. And dude, I put up with that for probably 3 years or 2 years. And the whole time I'm putting up with it, I'm bitching. I'm complaining to my wife, like, yo, this stuff is tough. Like, I don't have no time for myself. I don't know what to tell my mom. It's like, this ain't fair. Like, I really want to help her, but I got to help her when I can help her, not when she wants her help. And she's really not being fair and understanding. And because she's a high D and she's so aggressive and she's had some really high expectations, and there's so much that she wants me to do, if I don't execute like to a 10, like if she gives me a task and I execute at a 4, guess what she does?
She yells. She gonna be like, "You need to do better. You need to do more. Do you not love me?" She may take advantage a little bit.
Exactly. I'm like, mom, but I had 15 other things that you wanted me to do. I did the top 5 at a very high level. These other 10 just fell in between the cracks. She wasn't hearing that, bro. So I had to start saying just like, and so I got to a point where, and I'm telling you, I literally dealt with it. It's just like, yo, should I tell her this is how I feel? And I was just like, no, I shouldn't tell her this is how I feel because she's going to think I'm a bad son and I don't care about her and I don't love her. And one of the things that I heard, which will help girls who aren't brave enough to tell the truth, is just like, yo, if you don't know how to love somebody, set boundaries. So because I didn't learn how to love love my mom, like love means just like when you love somebody, you tell them the truth, even if it's going to hurt them. Like you're not afraid to tell them the truth if it is the truth. I said the quote before. I heard it from Inky Johnson. He's just like, Um, truth without truth without love. All right. The truth without love is brutality. Right. So when you're telling somebody the truth, but there's no love into it, there's no connection, there's no empathy, you're being brutal. Like you're being really harsh. But at the same time, right, not telling the truth is hypocrisy.
That's deep, man. That's deep. Say that one more time.
So he said the truth without love is brutality. Love without the truth is hypocrisy. How can you love somebody if you ain't being true to them? So, and it's like I value honesty and justice, but in myself, it's just like I'm not being true to my mom. I'm not being honest with her. I'm not telling her how I really feel. Right. And so, and I started to feel that resentment because there are needs that I had that weren't being met. And for real, the whole time I just wanted to spend quality time with my mom, and I wasn't getting that. I started to feel like, yo, you just using me. Like I don't even think you think of me as a son anymore. It's just like I'm just this tool that you use to get what you need. Like I really started thinking those thoughts. And I got to a point where it's just like, yo, my mom going to die, and I'm gonna be pissed at her, and I'm not gonna be able to forgive her for everything that's happened. I'm just like, for real, this ain't even her fault. This is my fault because she don't even know
Oh,
she's doing
yeah.
it to me. She don't know. She's completely oblivious. So what happened next was I was just like, yo.
Is that your
Can you
mom
hear me?
asking you to do something? Is that
No.
calling right now saying, I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you. But you were going in. You got to the point where it's you came to this realization that one day she's gonna pass away and you're not gonna make amends. You're gonna be resentful towards her. You're gonna feel a certain way towards her, and that's not gonna be healthy. Because if you feel that way towards her, you're gonna have to carry yourself with that for the rest of your life, right? You're gonna have to deal with that. It's gonna turn into a small thing, a right now small thing, into a later gigantic thing, which you're gonna have to fight that battle within, right? So what did you end up doing at that point?
Yeah. So what I ended up doing, because I wasn't brave enough to tell her the truth, I put up those walls. Like I started to resist passive aggressively. You know? So it's just like she called me, I don't pick up. And I just call her back when I got time. She asked me for something, I'm like flat out no, and I don't give a reason. It's just like I just started to distance myself from her. And just like whenever I did have time, I helped out. Whenever I didn't, I just didn't pick up. And she was like, yo, what's going on? And she didn't know. And that went on for probably like 6 months to a year, bro. Where it's just like, it's just what it is. Like, I don't know how to teach you how to respect my time or respect my desires. So I'm just going to keep my distance. And I literally remember having a conversation with my mom where I was just like, yo, stop yelling at me. And she was like, yo, you my son. I get to yell at you. I'm like, yo, mom, what up? That's not fair. You know? But it's totally different now, right? And then there was this other instance where I was just like, yo, I got priorities and I got time. And I was just like, yo, if you need something from me, just tell me in advance. And she's just like, that's not fair or whatever. And so that whole process went on for months. And then finally, the thing that switched it all around, when I finally grew the balls to be truthful and honest with her, is when I started to realize she was really suffering because I distanced myself and she didn't know why. And when I finally had the conversation with her, guess what she told me, bro?
I would think she respected you for it. She was like, man, that's what you were going through? Why don't you just tell me sooner?
Oh, before I even told her what I was going through, because the way I approached the conversation, I came into the conversation, although I wanted what I needed, I came into the conversation like, yo, mom, what do you need from me? I see the way our relationship has been working out for the past 2 or 3 years hasn't been working, and it's obviously done some damage from you. So as a son, I'm here and I really want to be a better son. So what do you expect from me? That's the spirit in which I approached that conversation. I didn't tell her anything about what I was going through or what I needed from her. I just like, what do you need? Once I hear everything you need, I'll see what I could do to help you with those needs. And before she could tell me about what she needed from me, she had to tell me about how she felt. She was like, yo, you're my only son. I love you to death. Everything that I do for you. I couldn't understand why you were treating me the way that you were treating me. You were treating me like somebody who abandoned you as a child. Like I don't deserve to be your mom. Like I haven't cared for you. Like I haven't loved you. And I'm just like, what? That's what you were thinking? Like I didn't want you a part of my life? Like I didn't care for you. Like you were just some trash. I was just like, Mom, where did you get those thoughts? But I can see how my behavior and her mentality would have caused that belief.
That's big. That's big. That's big. Man, woo, Ben. I knew he was going to drop 55, y'all. I knew he was about to drop 55. Actually, I said 50, but he's dropping 55 right now with that transparency, boy. But let me ask you this, because there's something on the other side. Because once you built up the courage, you got that gusto to have that conversation. Obviously, there was that part. You had asked her,
Oh,
"What did you want from me?" Right? What were the
this is,
results once you had that conversation?
hold on. Before I even get there, let me explain um why I kept supporting, even though it was hurting me, because I thought I was helping her. The moment I realized I wasn't helping her is when I shifted, because my dad always helped her because he was IS. He was really supportive. And so when he died, she had to rely on me. So it finally came to me like, what happens when I die? Who you gonna rely on? So it's just like, yo, I'm not gonna coddle you kind of like my dad coddled you. I'm gonna have you learn how to run your business. I'm gonna have you learn how to set your own appointments. I'm gonna have you learn all the things that you need to do. So when I'm not here, you don't gotta depend on anybody else. And that's where I got the courage to set those boundaries where it's just like, yo, I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this because I know you need these skills, because without these skills, it's gonna be really tough for you. If I go like my dad go, it was totally unexpected. So that's what really got me to tell the truth.
That's big. Because at that point, if you didn't have that conversation with her, you may have been an enabler at that point, right? You
Exactly.
prevented her from growing by your constant support because you thought this is helping her. Your help in that moment, the way you're doing it, was actually hurting her from
Exactly.
stopping from growing. That's something that's big.
Yeah, and that's what gave me the courage to tell the truth, because it's just like it wasn't about me; it was about her now, even though she didn't like it. You know? It's just like then when we finally had the conversation. By the time we did have the conversation, because I had cut her off, she saw how she grew over the past 6 months to a year. So there was no doubt that my actions had some benefit. But then when we finally had the conversation, she told me everything she needed. I was just like, I can meet you halfway on everything that you want. You know, it's like we're going to start small and we're going to do like monthly or weekly checkups and stuff like that. And we'll progress that way. I'll pick up the phone when you call, but you just got to understand that I have priorities. Sometimes I'm either asleep or working or something like that, but I promise to give you a call back. Also, don't expect me to come to your rescue if it ain't an emergency. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
what you deem an emergency ain't my emergency. Like we got, you know, don't make your emergencies mine.
that's
I got
big.
priorities too. So let me decide if it's
That's
an
big.
emergency or not. And you respect my time, and I promise you, when I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'll do it as I always do. But when you force me to do it when I don't want to do it, like the results aren't, it ain't what you want. So
Mm.
I hope I gave some people some gems. So the whole idea is when you realize you're helping, that's when you really grow the courage to tell somebody the truth for real, for real. When
Sheesh.
you when it's hurting the other person.
Man, you dropping 55. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep saying it, man. That was yo. First off, thank you for your transparency and just sharing. I think you go and set some people free with that story. And we at the top of the hour. I again, what you just shared is absolute gems. And we making a stew. We building something together. I want to drop something, just building off of what you said, right? And I want to make sure to just share it with the grounds crew people, just to add a little bit of perspective to it, right? That inner turmoil, like when you have resentment inside of you, right? If you've ever seen somebody, if you've ever paid rent for an apartment, it's like you move in, you get a place to stay, and then you pay rent in order to stay there, just as an analogy, right? And something that I realized and something that I learned this week is if you have resentment inside of you, if you have that like that inner conflict directed towards somebody, it's like you have that, oh man, it's like, I want to say something, but I can't say something. Like that's something that's inside of you and it's taking residence in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, whatever it may be. And here's the kicker, it's not paying you rent, it's charging rent. right? I want to make sure that you catch that, because once you have that inside of you, it's taking up space. You don't have space to have the joy, the happiness, the peace, the love inside of you. At which point, whenever you do have joy, it can easily be robbed from you. It's like, oh man, I'm in such a great mood, but then this person, I have to go talk to this person. It's automatically snatched from you, right? And if you don't start to have those conversations, if you don't go through the process like Ben had gone through, you're going to be living with that until you do. So it's not only going to take residence, it's going to keep charging, taking, robbing, killing, destroying your peace, happiness, and joy until you address it.
You gonna blame the other person.
That's it. You're going to blame the other person, but it's inside you. You're going to blame the other person for a tenant that you had taken on and you refused to kick out.
Bro, my mom had no clue she was drawing.
She had no
She didn't
clue.
know she overly demanded. She had no clue, bro.
She had no clue. And here's the thing, she thought you were treating her bad. She thought that you were angry with her, right? She thought she was being treated bad. Let that breathe, man, that miscommunication. This is why this is so important. This is ridiculous.
It took a level of maturity with and we're just gonna end it there. But look, this is another side that we didn't touch on when we try to help people that don't even want to help. We try to save everybody that don't even want to be saved.
J. Cole song. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. That's a J. Cole song.
Yeah. We're gonna leave it at that. Maybe next time we get into that. But yeah, that's it,
Absolutely.
man. Guys, man, I hope you found tremendous value from this. Any closing remarks, bro?
Keep on dropping 55, MJ. I see you. Keep on dropping 55. Appreciate you, Ben.
All right, no doubt, man. I'll catch you next time, bro.
I'll catch you next time. Peace.